United States, New York, and actually he works in Wall Street, as a broker or whatever. Well, anyhow. So they live together in New Jersey, that's what they said. Mariam, but she comes very often to Morocco. And two other princesses or two other daughters. One lives in Fez. Her name is Asma. And another one lives in Marrakesh. The name of the other one lives in Marrakesh is Hasna. Asma, Hasna, and Miriam. So Middelburg, it's in a halfway between Fez and Erfoud. That's where we are going. We are going to Erfoud in the desert. Erfoud, it's a small town. It's not so big. It's very small. There are many hotels in Erfoud. And many of the buses, they stay in those hotels. And either like what we are going to do, either they go for sunset or for the sunrise. A place called Merzouga. So before we get to Rashidia, we are going to cross part of the Middle Atlas Mountains again. Those mountains ahead of us. But as you notice now, there is no vegetation because actually we are almost in the desert. You see there is on the mountains, you don't see like what we have seen close to Iran. Cedar trees, apple trees, cherries. So actually you can hardly see any kind of vegetation as you can see in front of you. So we are going across this part of the Middle Atlas Mountains, which protect us from the desert. And it's going to take us, let's say, a couple of hours before we reach Rashidia to our camper stop to use the facilities over there. And Rashidia, by the way, it's a military town because we are close to the Algerian border. So to protect our border, actually we have so many military bases. We have also Moroccan Air Force there. They have airports with those Mirage and Phantoms and all the tanks. And so most of the people living in Rashidia are involved in the army. So as they have several hospitals there, army hospitals, they can be used by civil as well, by people. And they are very good hospitals. I mean, those are the best hospitals. Beside the hospitals, the public hospitals that we have in Rabat. So those are very good ones for the army in case that they get injured or whatever, fighting or trying to protect the Moroccan border against, I'm quite sure that you keep well informed about Polisario. I think you heard about Polisario. No, not at all. Okay, well, you know that there is a Western Sahara. Have you heard about Spanish Sahara or Western Sahara? Yeah. So, you know that between 1912 up to 1956, northern part of Morocco used to be Spanish. Southern part of Morocco was French. So we got the independence in 1956. But the part of the Sahara, the Spanish, they kept it. They didn't want to give it to us. So then the king, Hassan II, he was very clever, that king. I mean, he organized what they call it Green March. That was in 1974. Well, you are all my age, more or less. So you heard about this Green March, I believe, or you forget anyhow. Hassan II organized what we call it Green March. What is the Green March? It's a peaceful march. So the king made a speech, King Hassan II, asking for volunteers. And he says, I needed 350,000 volunteers. Why that number? The answer was quite easy, because in Morocco, each year, 350,000 people or Moroccans are born. So he asked for that number, 350,000 volunteers. And he gave to those volunteers Moroccan flag. They were supposed to carry or to handle Moroccan flag, and the Quran, which is the Holy Book, or it could be the picture of the king, Hassan II, in the other hand. And they just walk as in peaceful march, all the way to the border that used to separate the Spanish Sahara or the Western Sahara with the Moroccan border. The Spanish, they were there protecting their border, but they saw 350,000 people coming all at once, just like, I don't know, just like a big cloud or something like that. A big crowd of people, 350,000 people. And chanting and saying, Allahu Akbar, God is great, God is big, life to the king, life to Morocco. And they just went through the border, while the Spanish people, even with their weapons and machine guns and tanks, they didn't know what to do, either to shoot, to kill innocent people because they were not wearing any uniform, not carrying any weapons, and they tried to get in touch with the central government in Madrid, in Spain. And those days, since 1974, it was General Franco, Don San Francisco Franco, General. General Franco was in a hospital. He was dying, They couldn't get any answer from that dictator, Franco. So they decided just to pack and leave. So they left the Western Sahara. And then King Hassan II became like big politician of the 20th century. And they start to say, well, Mao Zedong organized a peaceful march, and the King Hassan II followed. So he is such a peaceful man or king. He organized peaceful march. That's the way to do it. I mean, peaceful way, not to fight and think. And look at, he gets Western Sahara or Spanish Sahara without any drop of blood, or no blood, nothing at all. So they wish that all the politicians think just like the King Hassan II. And then even the Arabian leaders, that they are organized like, they have the Arab League, the Arab League, they have summits. Each summit, Arab League, is held in one of the countries. It could be Egypt, it could be Saudi Arabia, it could be Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and so on. So they choose the King Hassan II as the leader for the Arabs, or the president of the Arab League. So, and even the presidents of France, and it could be even United States and things like that, before they decide something, they try to check with the King Hassan II when it concerned the Arab world. So he became quite famous, quite popular after that peaceful march, the Green March.